Good day, everyone. Well, there are people who badly desires change for their situation. Some are actually afraid of it. Mahadlok silang kausaban, kabaguhan sa ilang naandan because it has become their comfort zones and they love to stay on it. But the reality is that God works in seasons and it always involves change. And mind you mga kaigsoon, kanina kausaban, dili lang ni siya basta-basta na kausaban. This is a progressive change. It will make you better and mature. There's a season to plant, a season of waiting and cultivating, and there's also a season to harvest what has been sown. In order to move out of our past, we must shift. Without shifting, we will remain where we are. And that is not God's desire na magpabilin ta na bata diya sa pagpangalagan. Gusto niya na naikausaban. Pabito ng in Deuteronomy 32:11, like an eagle that stirs up its nest and hovers over its young, that spreads its wings to catch them and carries them on its pinions. Unique kayo ning way na ang eagle to duan niya ngiyang mga eaglets mulupad. First of all, we must understand that they will always build their nest on high places. And of course, na tendency na ang mga eaglets maanad sila no mahimon lang comfort zone ng nest na dili na sila interesado mo learn og lupad. So what the mother does, the mother eagle breaks the nest and she in turn throws the eaglet into thin air. The moment hapit na mahulog sa ground, the mother eagle comes right in and swoops and catches the eaglet. And again, he does the same thing until the eaglet learns to fly. At times, shifting becomes so hard that God has to end up breaking our nest, our comfort zones. No? Dili gusto ni God na magpabilin ka kung asa ka. He wants you to grow. He wants you to progress in life. Church, if it is God that has shifted or broken your comfort zone, let me tell you this, do not be afraid. Remember, He will not allow your foot to be dashed against the rocks. Nothing wrong is going to happen to you. God has this under control. Simply submit and surrender to His will. As a church, we are leaving an old season and shifting into a new one. God desires to give us insight to see our new season, and He wants us to be able to see beyond the present circumstances and the present changes that are going on. And He wants to enable you and me to be able to see the future and the plan that He has already set for all of us. Mga kaigsunan, dili ta angay mahadlok sa change labi na karon. Yes, it might be negative ang atong nakita sa atong sitwasyon like this COVID, no? Nobody has anticipated this, and it's beyond our control. Nahitabo gyud ning pandemic. A lot of things are affected by it, labi na sa atong daily lives, and it's uncomfortable. But of course, for us Christians, we believe that God, our Father, is gonna take care of us. Di gud niya pasagdan. No, Isaiah 43:19 says, "Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you know it? I will even make a road in the wilderness and rivers in the desert." I want you to take a hold of this revelation, mga kaigsuunan, na God will do a new thing. You are actually in new seasons in mong kinabuhi. And dili ta angay mahadlok, no? Because God can make a road in the wilderness and He can make a river even in the desert. He can make the impossible possible, mga kaigsunan. No, masyak na lang ka that even or despite this pandemic, you will see God's provision. You will see His supply. You will see His abundance. You will see His healing. You will see His divine health upon you and your family. You will see and experience His protection, His goodness, and His grace. Now let's look at the life of Jeremiah. Now when God called him in Jeremiah 1 verse 4, the word of the Lord came to me saying, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Alas, sovereign Lord, I said. No, Jeremiah, this is his response. I do not know how to speak. I am too young. When God was trying to take Jeremiah into his next season, Jeremiah was only trying to figure out excuses. Murag kitag yun. Dagan kitag rason. Kay mahadlok na kitag changes atong kinabuhi. No? Like Jeremiah said, Lord, I am only a child. Bata pa ko. I am too young for this. Jeremiah had a very hard time shifting or accepting a new season in his life. But the Lord had to point out several truths in Jeremiah's life. He said to him, he knew him even before he was formed in the mother's womb. I have set you apart. You are special. Sultian te ka mga kaigsunan, before pa ka natawo, before pa rin nahitabo ni mga butanga, God already knows you. And He has already set you apart. He has already a plan for you. No, like Jeremiah, he was appointed a prophet to the nations. No, when Jeremiah was focusing on his inabilities and weakness, ningon siya, I'm too young, but God saw his potential. Mura lang kita i-doubt nato sa atong capabilities, atong kaugalingon, no, na ma-achieve nato ni mga certain things atong kinabuhi. But let me tell you this, God sees your potential. In His eyes, you are like a seed, but that seed will turn into a tree, and that tree will bear so much fruits with lots of seeds on it, and eventually it becomes a forest. That's how God sees you. In the natural world, people will see us by what they see right now, but God sees your future. That's why today I just pray that you will see things through the eyes of God. If we could see as God sees, let me tell you this, we would know that most of our fears and worries will never come to pass. If we could see as God sees, we would realize that there are no problems that cannot be solved. If we could see as God sees, we would understand that no challenges come without a blessing attached to it. If we could see as God sees, we would know that pain always signals the possibility for growth. Man's perspective will bind us, whereas God's perspective will free us. Let me just say this to everyone. There is grace in the new. What I'm trying to say, there is grace in the new season for you. 2 Corinthians 12:9 says, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. So it does not matter what they are. It may be fear, it may be lack, it may be that you feel that you are too young and inexperienced, you have no knowledge about the world. But let me tell you this, His grace is more than enough to empower you and make you succeed in life.